Welcome to Oxnard, California for our daily Dallas Cowboys training camp update. I'm Larry, she's Mary, and Mary, the Cowboys got some great news today. Cornerback Trevon Diggs is off the PUP list.
Yes, he finally passed his physical, so that means he can participate in full team activity. Today, though, he didn't. While the team was doing 7-on-7 on one field, he was right behind us, ramping up some physical activity. You could tell it was a challenge for him because think about it, he hasn't been active for 9 months, however long it was since his injury. So excited to see him on the field, but it's clearly going to be a uphill climb for Diggs before the season starts, but great news to see him back.
During his morning presser, head coach Mike McCarthy said they're going to be smart about getting him back in. It's a slow ramp up when it comes to Trevon Diggs. I mean, he's quite possibly the best corner in the league, right? Arguably. I mean, he is awesome. So they definitely want to take their time to get him back up to speed. All right, first day of pads, you were out there shooting along with photojournalist Adam Higgins. What did you see today out there when you were on the field?
Well, a huge victory for the defense because they got another pick today. They've had, a handful throughout camp, and it's really early in camp, so that's always a positive sign for the defensive unit. Great energy. One thing I noticed, you saw the team start to definitely get more intense as training camp progressed. We're a week in now, week and a half, but a lot more frustration. That's largely because this is when it matters most. They have the pads on. They're trying to execute what they've been studying, what they've been trying to prepare for, to implement. So a little bit more frustration when things didn't work out or if there was a little hiccup here and there.
Well, pads always changes things, you know, and of course the intensity ramps up. I mean, this is real football. The closest thing we're going to get until the preseason and then, when the regular season kicks off. And Coach McCarthy said pads brings out the best in players. We're going to slowly start seeing that, especially with some of these position battles. Now, Mary, you talked earlier today about Marshawn Kneeland. He's going to have to step up now because Sam Williams is out for the season with a knee injury. Talk about him and what you learned today from talking with him.
Yeah, well, Kneeland, talk about his timeline being sped up significantly. He was drafted in this past 2024 NFL draft in the second round. He's a defensive end out of Western Michigan. He's physically, he looks like he's ready to go. In my opinion, he's in great shape. We talked to him right when he got off of the field, and he shared insight into what his conversations with the coaching staff, specifically Mike Zimmer, have been now that Williams is out for the season. And he said that he was told that he's definitely going to get more playing time. He is going to be filling that role, which is interesting because Williams and Kneeland both have a little bit of a different archetype as far as their how they play the position, but nonetheless, Mike Zimmer's defense is versatile. He's going to be able, he being Zimmer, figure out a role for Kneeland. But wow, he's going to be looked to right away, and that is if throughout training camp the Cowboys don't go the free agency route. But as it stands right now, it looks like Kneeland is going to be getting a lot of reps and a lot of opportunity.
That's awesome for Kneeland. I'm bummed out for Williams because Coach McCarthy said something along the lines today, like he was really going to be an integral part of that defensive line. So we seriously wish him the best as he comes back from a serious knee injury, because rehab is not easy, and talking to these players, it's the mental part that can be perhaps the most difficult. So this is our last day out here in Oxnard covering Dallas Cowboys training camp. Before we go, I just want to say thank you very much to Mary and to photojournalist Adam Higgins for all their hard work out here. Thanks to the crew back in the sports department, Nick and Daniel. Thanks to all the people behind the scenes. And seriously, thank you to our web team, digital team. We gave them a lot of articles and they got things out quickly. It was awesome. So thank you, everybody, very much. And Mary, I'm going to give you the final words here, and you're going to send us back home.
Yeah, well, a full team effort. It makes me proud to work at KSAT, that's for sure. But guess what? Our coverage throughout the first portion of training camp still lives on. You can still watch it by going to KSAT.com and looking under the Sports Cowboys Training Camp tab. So that's it from us in Oxnard, California.